Yes, people, what's going on? Hope you guys are all doing well. It's a glorious Monday morning for Manchester United fans, and that's because Manchester United are back to winning ways in the Premier League at Old Trafford. 4-0 FC return, and Everton get held a slapping. I was going to say it's a perfect morning for Manchester United fans, but given the fact that Liverpool beat Manchester City yesterday, which of course we like to laugh at Pep Guardiola and cracking up and all those kind of things, but Liverpool have gone 11 points clear of Manchester City, 9 points clear of the rest of the running pack, and looking like they're going to win the league, which is quite depressing. But we'll address that another day. Manchester United, Ruben Amorim's era has started pretty good after that draw against Ipswich at Portman Road. We've beat Bodo Glimt, we've beat Everton. And the game against Everton, although there was a spell where, it was a pretty even game, after 20, 25 minutes, Manchester United took control. And whilst Everton did have the odd opportunity here and there, as you'd expect in a game of Premier League football, Manchester United were fully deserving of their win. And the first person I want to speak about, actually, because, look, I think a lot of people have given him his flowers and given him his credit this season so far, but I just want to do it right now. Andre Onana. After last season, I think he was terrible in the Champions League, probably cost us our spot in the knockout stages when you look at some of the mistakes he made, and didn't, have the best starts to life as a Manchester United player. This season, though, even under Eric Ten Hag as well, Andre Onana has been absolutely fantastic for Manchester United. And again, in that game, he got another clean sheet for himself. I think the best Premier League performing goalkeeper at the moment. I'm not going to go and say best goalkeeper in the Premier League. There's still huge names in there, the likes of Alisson, Ederson, etc. But I really think between Onana and maybe Kelleher, you're looking at the two most informed goalkeepers in the league at the minute. And Andre Onana deserves a whole lot of credit for where he has come to, because it's not easy being a Manchester United goalkeeper. I think Gary Neville's on record saying it's one of the most difficult positions in world football to be Manchester United's goalkeeper, the pressure that comes with it. And we saw the start to life as Manchester United goalkeeper that David De Gea had. And obviously, it was a similarly shaky start for Andre Onana, but this season, he's been impeccable. Some of his reaction saves, some of his saves, his distribution on the ball as well. And when when Ruben Amorim came in, I wasn't kind of sure. Like, we've seen a lot of Amorim's teams, but I wasn't kind of sure whether Andre Onana was going to be his guy. Would he have to look for another goalkeeper or not? But Andre Onana has proven, even though his mate Ten Hag has left, is still a very good goalkeeper and someone that is well deserving of the Manchester United #1 shirt right now. So hats off to Andre Onana. I thought he was excellent. And the team, the outfield team, were pretty good as well. You look at the stats, the cold hard stats. 2 goals for Marcus Rashford. Happy to see him scoring again. All that stuff's back as well. 2 goals for Joshua Zirkzee. He really needed those as well. I thought it was a great performance by him. Even if you take away his goals, which, I think his first goal, he has to score that one. His second goal, a really good finish, albeit one-on-one with the goalkeeper. I thought his all-round performance was really good as well. And the manager mentioned, like, putting players into their best positions with the right people around them to get the best out of them. And I know that's a real simple thing, but it's great to hear the manager say that. And he also said that 9.59 position that he likes to play is probably suited to that role in the team as well. Part of that front three, the middle piece, getting runners beyond him as well, which was key. Every time he got on the ball yesterday, dropped deep, we had those runners, whether it was Amad Diallo, Marcus Rashford, or whoever, going ahead of him and looking for those passes. And I thought, again, absolutely fantastic stuff from him, Joshua Zirkzee. Good to see him get 2 goals as well, and contribute to the win. Because whilst having a good performance is good, you don't want him to continue to go on that run without scoring. And he had the chances yesterday and he took them. He even created a few of his own as well. 2 assists for Bruno Fernandes, 2 assists for Amad Diallo. Amad Diallo has been in incredible form. And one of the things that I like from Ruben, you're gonna see a theme here with me just liking everything Ruben Amorim's done. After the game, he spoke about, like, I'm just capitalising off the good work that Ruud van Nistelrooy left, and the foundations he left with Amad Diallo. It's nice to see a manager not try and take the credit for everything. Now, deep down, it may be his work. It may be Amorim getting him in certain positions. It may be Amorim, tinkering with the team and getting us playing in the right way, which has seen us get the best performances out of these players. But he kind of insisted that, look, the players are doing it. He's putting it back onto them. He's not taking all the credit. And I think that's just a small thing, but it's real. It shows humility in the gaffer, but it also shows an awareness. These players need confidence. And you coming out and going, yeah, it's all me, kind of just strips a little bit of that away. So it was good to see some of that from Ruben Amorim as well. I think he deals with the media really well. He spoke about the game against Bodo Glimt and he goes, we won 3-2 against Bodo. I expected us to score more goals. We deserved a little bit more in that game, whereas the 4-0 against Everton probably deserved a little bit more. And he's setting us up for that kind of performances are the results aren't always going to reflect the performances. And I think he's kind of foreshadowing maybe in the future there'll be games where things don't quite go our way, but he's looking for the performance from the players. As I said after the Bodo game, I spent 15-20 minutes just watching him on the sidelines for the last 15 minutes of the game. Just constantly demanding his players move into certain positions and stuff. And you've got to remember, we're still in that stage with him. It's like pre-season. We're still trying to get to grips with his tactics, with his formations, with his styles, with the positions he's putting players into. And he's clearly aware of that. I love him, I know it's very early, but I absolutely love the new gaffer. I think he's got something about him. I know we've been here before and we've said it before. I'm not trying to get too excited, but he has got something about him. His demeanour, his humility in front of the cameras. I imagine he's not always like that behind the scenes and in training sessions, and he's demanding of those players. But he's trying to cultivate that team spirit that he had at Sporting Lisbon. And you look at all the players walking off the pitch. I know it's easy to do that when you've won 4-0, but big smiles. Andre Onana, Marcus Rashford. So good to see Marcus Rashford scoring again. I absolutely love Marcus Rashford. Already on course to beat his tally of last season, which wasn't a good one for him. But it's good to see again. We need to get rid of that form from last season, turn it around in this season. And he's starting to do that now. Still lots of hard work to do. We've got Arsenal up next, who are a team that are in the title race, if you believe there's still a title race there. I know obviously with 25 games to go, long way to go. Liverpool could easily drop the 9 points, 10 points, whatever you need for Arsenal to take over. And that's where Man United fans are at the moment. Unless we can sneak ourselves into it, we're hoping Arsenal do it, because we don't want Liverpool to go 20-all, and we obviously don't want Man City to go 5 in a row. But yeah, it's really interesting. We've got that Arsenal game coming up. Before the game, I saw Lisandro Martinez and Kobbie Mainoo were on a booking, and I thought, oh my God, it's going to happen, isn't it? And then I think we went 3-0 up in the second half, and I thought, get them off now. And immediately, as that thought entered my mind, they both got booked pretty quick succession, and they both will miss that Arsenal game now. I think with Kobbie Mainoo and the way we've been bringing him back into the fold, the way we've been building him up, he probably wouldn't have started that game anyway, but it would have been nice to have the option of playing Kobbie Mainoo. And Lisandro Martinez would have definitely been starting. So it'd be interesting to see what we do with that back line now, because Lisandro Martinez has been excellent under Ruben Amorim as well. There was a little bit of his form earlier in the season where I was thinking, what the hell is going on here? This isn't the Lisandro Martinez we know and love. But then he turned it around, and he's been really, really good for the manager. He's obviously had a few injury issues as well, which hopefully he's shaken off. But now he's not available for that game, which is real disappointing. Like I said, I don't think Kobbie Mainoo would have started. I think he would have been rested, maybe put onto the bench and brought on. Shame we don't have that option, but Leach is the real big miss. How do you go with that back line as well? We brought on Luke Shaw and we brought on Harry Maguire. I think that was to kind of wrap up De Ligt and Mazraoui and make sure they were available for that Arsenal game, but also to kind of test out what we're going to do. And the thing I would do is keep Matthijs De Ligt in the middle of that three. Keep, obviously, I think Mazraoui's been playing there at the moment. If Lenny Yoro's available, obviously, you'd like to see Lenny Yoro, but bringing him in a game away from home, under the floodlights against Arsenal, who knows if that's the best idea. Luke Shaw at left centre-back is probably the best option that we've got. Obviously, I think Harry Maguire does suit a back three. He looked a bit rusty when he came on. I think he does suit a back three, but again, you're coming back from an injury. You haven't had much minutes under your belt. I know Luke Shaw's kind of the same. And also, I think if you play Harry Maguire, you've got to play him in the middle. And I think that's where Matthijs de Ligt is best. I don't think you want to see Matthijs de Ligt in the wide areas in those channels. I think you want to see him in the middle of that back three. We're going to have to, probably call on the likes of Ugarte against Arsenal, Casemiro against Arsenal. But I think get Luke Shaw into that back line in place of Lisandro Martinez. I think the midfield will pick itself. And then it'll be interesting to see what front three we go through with, because I think Joshua Zirkzee was very, very good against Everton, but we're seeing the manager is chopping and changing things. And also, I think Højlund could be more suited to the way Arsenal centre-backs are. Joshua Zirkzee might not have all the opportunity to drop deep and get onto the ball. Whereas I think Højlund is more suited to his back to goal, the defenders trying to be strong into the tackle, trying to grab him up and stuff. And I think he'll enjoy that physical battle of also spinning into the channels as well. So I'd probably go with Rasmus Højlund, Marcus Rashford, and Bruno Fernandes in that front three against Arsenal. But it would be interesting to see what team the manager does pick. His first real big game, his big test as well, away from home against Arteta's Arsenal at the Emirates. It'll be an interesting fixture, one that I'm looking forward to and a little bit more confident about now, given where we have been earlier in the season. But yeah, and you look at the table as well. Well, are we 4 points off City? I know they've not won a game in about 2 months, but we're 4 points off Man City. If we were to beat Arsenal, I know I'm going ahead, getting ahead of myself here, we'd be 3 points behind them. We're bringing ourselves well and truly back into the mix. Tottenham are only a point ahead of us. And I did say that. I said, me and Rory were saying that as soon as they beat Man City, we went, they'll drop points against Fulham. And that's exactly what they did. Sorry, I got distracted by some breaking news story there, but it doesn't concern us at all. But yeah, that's my feelings after that game. I thought it was a real good fixture. Really great to see us scoring loads of goals. Real good to see us keep a clean sheet. And like the manager says, results are important to keeping the boys going in this time. Roll on that game against Arsenal on Wednesday night. It's going to be a biggie. Come on, United. Please. Although we kind of need Arsenal to win it. Oh my God. It's going to be horrible, isn't it? I'm just glad we got Ruben Amorim in charge now. And hopefully he's the guy to bring 21. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're keeping it like, comment, share, subscribe. Until next time, I have been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.